Hello guys, welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at task 21k. Okay, before I read the question, I want to take time to apologize to everyone for not uploading in a while. I've been very busy. Okay, but I promise you guys, every week from now on you're going to be getting videos from me. All right, thank you so much for your patience. All right, so let's move ahead to the question. It says create a new web page with a table that looks like this. Of course, the table below, and has a caption sales team. The image that you require is called turtle.jpg. Turtle.jpg. Okay. All right. So by looking at this table, you find out that the table is divided into head and body. So of course the head will be this region here, and then the body will be the remaining part below. All right, good stuff. So I've gone ahead to create the web page already, okay, with my HTML structure already in place. So go ahead to create your own web page. Call it tax21k.htm or HTML, whichever one you choose. All right. Another thing I've done is that I've already drop the image that will be needed. So which means that the HTML file and the image that will be needed must be in the same folder. All right, so which I have done. So I got that from my tax 21 chapter 21 file. All right, from here. Okay, so I'm going to make this available. I'm going to make this whole folder, this chapter 21 folder. I'm going to make it available at the description below so that you can tag along with the with the task. Okay. All right. So let's move ahead. So the first thing I want to start with, of course, is the table tag. So we're going to have our table tag. Okay. Of course, close table tag. Yeah. And then within the table tag, I'm going to have my caption. I always like to have that caption before I do anything, before I forget. So I'm going to have my caption. Okay, I'm going to close that caption. Okay, so within the caption, I'm going to have sales. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Let me just check. I'm going to have sales team. All right, I'm going to have sales team. All right, so that's for the caption. And then of course, if you look at the table has about how many? 1, 2, 3. Let me just remove this first of all. Yeah, it has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. Okay, so we're working in rows now, and then we'll start considering all this table data, which is the Lee, Ame, and the Maxine and stuff like that. Okay, so 5 rows in mind. All right. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'll move down, and then of course within my T head now. So I'm going to have T head. The table is going to be divided into T head and T body, as I said before. So I'm going to have T head. Close that T head. That's a closing tag, and then the next thing is the T body. Okay, T body. And then close that one off to T body. Okay, so within the T head now, I'm going to have two table data, or should I say, yeah, table data. Okay, but I'm going to use TH because it's in bold, so I can call it TH, which is the table heading for the expenses, and then the what's it called? So I'm going to also assume that this total image is the first data, and then expense is the second data, and then in the second row, Lee, Ame, and Maxine is going to be the the second row. Okay, good stuff. So I'm going to go back right there. And then within my T head, I'm going to have th, which is a table heading. It's the same thing with table data, just that it's going to be it's going to be bold, more or less. Okay. So T head. So I think I'm going to have two T heads right there. Okay. So this takes care of the first row, which I'm going to add right now. The first row, TR. Sorry, I'm going to have TR. So it's gonna be within the first row. Have it right there. I didn't arrange that very well. So this is the first for the first row. Okay. Yeah. So this is for the first row. Okay. So the second row. So the first row is going to contain. Let me just have this as picture, because that will represent where the picture will be. All right, that will represent this first row here, where the picture will be. Okay, so the expense is 2, will be the second th. Okay, so I'm going to go back right there. So I'm going to put expenses. Okay, so for the second, within the T head, I'm going to have the second row also, TR, and then close that up, TR. Okay, so within the second row, I'm going to have, let me be sure of what I'm doing. So I'm going to have, okay, all of them will be TH, because they look bold to me. Okay, so I'm going to have so 3 table data or table heading, basically. Okay, in this case. So I'm going to have TH, let's close that up, TH, close that up. In fact, to make it quick for me, I'm going to copy and paste. So copy that, paste that. So that's for the second data, and then for the third data for the second row now. Okay, so we're dealing with the second row right now. All right. So within the second row, the first data will be LE. So I'm going to have sorry, let's say LE. That's Lee. Okay. Ame. I'm gonna have Ame. If I'm not getting. Okay, and then the next one will be Maxine. All right. So I'm going to save what I've done so far, and then go to the page, and then load it and see how it looks. Any success? So it's going to look like this. So there's no table border. The table border is not visible. Okay. So I may have to make it visible. So let me just go and adjust the code from the table heading. You see, where is it? Okay, right there. Okay. So I'm going to have border equals 1, just to make it visible. We're going to have it as 1. And then also, let me just save that and see how it goes. So I'm going to refresh my page and see how it goes. So it's double. I need to collapse that also. So I'm going to also give it border collapse. So I'm going to say style equals. So I'm going to give it an attribute border collapse. Border collapse. The value will be collapse. Okay. So I'll save that again and refresh the page. I like to follow up, because so I'll be able to know what I'm getting wrong and all that. It's gonna helps me in my coding. All right. So as I refresh, nothing happens. Probably I did not save. So I'm going to just go back to my code and then Control S and save that, and then refresh again. Nothing happened. Why? What's going on? Okay, let me see what I've gotten wrong here. Border collapse style. Where did I get wrong here? Oh, collapse. I got this spelling wrong here. So So that's it. So I got every spelling has to be correct, right? So that's it right there. So this is exactly what I want. It's not exactly what we want, but we're getting there. All right. So that is it for that. So the next one will be the travel and then all these figures. So we're going to add them. So we're done with the first row and the second row. So we're going to add the third, fourth, and the fifth row. All right. So I'm going to add the rows, the other ones in the T body. Okay. So I'm going to have TR. I'm going to have TR right here. TR, then the closing tag for TR. Close that right there, and then have this. Copy that, paste that. That's for the fourth, and then for the fifth one, paste that too. So within the fourth, the third one, the third TR, I'm going to have travel. So we're going to have about 4 table data. Travel 162 dollars, and they want 285 blah blah. So we're going to have that. So I'm going to go back to my code, and then T. Okay, sorry, T. Let me make that to be TH, the first one, and then the rest will be T. Okay, so I'll have TD right here, TD, and then TD. Oh, close that. Ooh. Okay, so this next one, I didn't close that. I didn't close TH right here, so I need to close that. So I'm going to have, I copied that and then paste that right here. Paste again, because I have about 1, 2, 3, 4 table data. 1, 2, 3, 4 table data. So in order, so I'm going to copy the same thing. Let me just copy the same thing over the other TR. Okay, so that's for the fourth one. Then I have the rest right here. Okay, so now if you look at this now, so the this here, I'm going to have travel, and then I'm going to have let me see what I have here. $162.20. Okay, so I'm going to start with dollars. Dollar sign 162.20, and then I'm going to have again 285.75 dollar again, 285.75, and then of course the last one, the last table data for that row, that particular row is 150.00. okay, so 150.00. so my dollar sign again, so I have 150.00, oh sorry, .00 right there. So I'm going to save this. Let me test that before I populate the other data. Okay, so let me refresh this and then see that, okay, as you can see, the tables the tables are already created, but they're empty down there. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do, we have to understand that the picture here, of course, this is where the picture is going to be. Okay, it's going to take the 2 rows down. All right, and then of course the expenses will span across 3 rows. So let me just adjust that right now by using an attribute called Rowspan and Rowspan and colspan, basically. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that the what's it called, where the picture is. Okay, I'm going to go inside TD. Okay, the TD right there. In fact, let me just change it to TD actually, because I don't really need that th. So I'm going to have here, I'm going to have Rowspan. Rowspan is going to be equals to 2 because it's spanning across 2 rows, okay? Equals to 2, all right? Because if you look at it now, it's going to span across 2 rows, the first row and the second row. Okay, so that's where the picture is going to be. Okay, so I'm going to go back right there, save that, and then go back and refresh my page and then see how it looks. As you can see, it has taken that. So what I need to do now is to span the expenses across the 3 rows up here. Okay, so I'm going to use the column span, which stands for column span. So I'm going to have it right here. So I'm going to have this time around colspan. Okay, equals, so how many columns is this spanning across? It's going to span across 3 columns. Okay, it's going to span across 3 columns here. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have 3 right there. Okay, all right, so I'm going to have that 3 right there. Okay, and then save that, and then refresh, and just be sure that everything is in order before I continue. So the table is taking shape right now. So one of the things that is remaining is also to put picture here, which I'm going to put picture. So I have that picture right there, the word picture there, just to remind me that I'm going to put picture there. Okay, so I'll go back to my code. Let me just populate the rest of it. Okay, so I come to the 4th row, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the 4th row. So I'm going to have hotel and then have $240. Okay, so the TH is going to be hotel, $240. So $240.00, something like that. Okay, 182.40. So let me have that 182.40. And then finally I have 322.00, my $322.00. That's for the 4th one. I'm going to save that. But let me just finish up with everything before I refresh. So I'm going to have food. That's for the TH for the last row. Your food right there, and then I'm going to have a 146.50. This 146.50. So I have the next table data 102.10. So I'm going to have this 102.10. And then lastly, I'm going to have 104.50. 104.50 dollars with my $sign. Am I correct? Yup. So I'm going to save my progress and then go back and refresh my page and see what's going on. Okay, so I think it looks fair enough. It looks fair enough. It looks okay with me. Okay. All right. So that is it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to have my picture right there. All right. So I'm going to insert the picture. So I'm going to go back to my code right now and go to where the picture is. So the word picture right there, I'm going to remove it and then have my code for images. Okay, so I'm going to have I'm going to open this and then have IMG CRSRC, which stands for source. Okay, so image source equals. So I'm going to have the address. Sorry, the name of the image that I want in there, which is the turtle. So it has to be correct. Your spelling has to be correct. Turtle.jpg. Okay, I'm going to test that. But let me just first of all have an alternative. So when the page doesn't load very well, or the email does not load very well, what do you see? Okay, so I'm going to have that as total. Okay, that's quite suggestive. So I'm going to have it as total. Okay, just to suggest to you when the email cannot load, what will you see? Because sometimes your internet or whatever, for whatever reason, your image, if it doesn't load, then you see this as the alternative. All right, so I'm going to save this and then refresh my page, and then my image is right there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to text align this. I want this to be at the top. You see, is by default is at the middle, but if you look at the question, they are at the top. So I'm going to align this text to the top. All right, good. So here I'm going to find the Lee. So this is the Lee. Okay, so I'm going to have my style. I'm going to have style in the th and the td. I mean, sorry, the th tags. I'm going to have style. I'm going to have, so the attribute I'm looking for is actually vertical align. So I'm going to align the text right now. Okay, so I'm going to have vertical align. Okay, I want it top, so I'm going to copy the same thing here. I'm going to copy the same thing for the Ahmed and Maxime, so I'm going to have right there. Okay, right there, right there. So I'm going to align them. So I'm going to save my page and then refresh and see that they are aligned to the top. Okay, so this is exactly what I wanted to. I just wanted to look exactly at the way it looks in the question. Okay, so this is how it's supposed to look. Okay, so and I also intentionally made I made this travel and hotel and food to be bold a little bit by having it as TH from the code here. Okay, so they're all in TH. Okay, good stuff. So I think that's about it. If you have any question, any addition, or if there's anything that I've missed, please leave a comment down below. I'll be glad to also see that. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.